Decred Chads, what up? You guys aren't gonna regret listening to this episode. I just recorded an episode with Frenchie Le Degen. Some of you guys may know him from Twitter and better known as Le Ebo, which means the owl, I learned in French. And Frenchie is a very good Decred community member who I've been following for a while and just respected his tweets and his ideas and his thinking. And he just seemed like a bro and someone I wanted to have on the podcast. And so we recorded an episode. And just want to shoot this little pre-video to give the DCR data stats as I always do. We are closely approaching block 500,000, which will be a big moment, but we are at block 499,841. The current Decred ticket price is 151.44 DCR, 6,218,483 DCR staked, with a total coin supply circulating of 12,213,862. The exchange rate for Decred is $14.02. And don't worry, guys. The mining is back. The mining is back, guys. We have recovered quite a bit. We are at 424 petahashes, and the voting reward is 0.83. So I am dangerously close to being able to afford my first ticket. The last 2 episodes, no one has donated, and so I really need someone to donate this episode. That's my only request. Also, go to the YouTube channel, check out my son, Bub. He's here in the video. Like, subscribe, rate, comment, dislike, share, do all those good things. I need you guys to help bring more awareness to Stake Podcast, bring more awareness to Decred, and make your bags go up. So, hope you guys enjoy this episode.
Yeah, we are live now. I'm recording. Today is November 5th with Label. Welcome to Stake Podcast, man.
Oh, thanks for having me, mate. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, I appreciate you waiting around. I had a little bit of a scheduling misunderstanding to the Decred Degens out there, but you were kind enough to wait around for me, and just learned that Label actually means owl in French. A lot of people in the community, man, I don't even know how long I've been following you, but I probably know more about you than you know about me. But why don't you just go ahead and tell everyone and myself a little bit about the genesis story of Label?
Oh, look, so my friends back home, they used to call me the Ibu. Just so yeah, just stick like that for a while, you know. And but yeah, so I've been living in Australia now for 14 years. I left France when I was about 20 years old, and yeah, just came up here just on holidays and ended up staying here, and yeah, never looked back. So yeah.
I know you're Anon, so I don't want to dox you or anything like that. But do you want to
You
tell?
what, sorry?
I said I know you're an Anon, and I don't want to dox you or anything like that. But do you want to share a little bit about what you were doing, where you were before Australia, maybe where you are, how you got there? Yeah. You said you moved there when you were 20.
Yeah, so I'm from France. I'm from France originally, from south of France, right? And so yeah, I moved to Sydney in 2007, and been here, been here 14 years, mate. Just doing my own things. I've been in crypto for now 3 years, and went full time about pretty much in March. I just quit everything and just went for it.
Hell
That's
yeah.
yeah, it took over pretty much everything. So yeah, so I was doing. I had a couple businesses along the way. You know, I've been self-employed for what, maybe 10 years now, doing a few things here and there. I was in construction for a while.
Okay.
I did some drilling. I went drilling in the mines in WA in Australia. I did that
Ooh,
for a
in the
couple of
gold mines there in Australia?
yeah, yeah, looking for gold. Yeah,
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 I feel like the gold industry in Australia has got to be similar to the oil industry in Oklahoma. That's where I'm from.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, 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 yeah. I
Is it like
reckon
a bunch of,
that's what it
is it a lot of rugged
is.
manly
Man, it
man
was
work?
yeah. Look, it was pretty interesting, especially coming from from France. My English wasn't so good at the time. So I went to WA literally like 6 months after I landed here. So I got there. I was a bit like, whoa, what's going on, But they're pretty nice, It's you get used to it, and that's where I learned my English pretty much with all the outback people from out there. All the well, you guys call it the rednecks, but yeah.
That's right. Yeah, dude, your English is fucking awesome, dude. I actually didn't even know that it was the second language when you got on the phone at first. That's why
Yeah,
it's a
right.
third language maybe. Is it a second or third?
Oh, second, mate, second.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah, how did
yeah. Look,
that gold mining experience, I mean, I'm not to harken back, but how, if at all, do you think it kind of made you aware of Bitcoin, if at all? Maybe it didn't.
oh,
Maybe
mate,
it just
not at all. I mean, back then, I wish I
okay.
knew about it. You know, what I mean, that was in 2008 actually that I started there. I went on and off until 2011, but yeah, I didn't know anything about Bitcoin up until the end of, I mean, 2017 is when I start hearing about it. But yeah, my friend was telling me, man, you got to get into it when it was about $1,000, and I'm like, I've never been a techie kind of guy, like I've never computers and all, like
Yeah.
I've always been a manual person, and so yeah, so for me it just didn't make sense, finance and all that stuff. I had no idea about it, I was like just working with my hands, and then yes, like everybody else, I guess I saw it going from $1,000 to 20K in like in a few months, and I'm like, shit, I should start paying attention,
Yeah.
and
Class of 2017 go hard.
yeah, that's it, that's it. So I got, yeah, mate, just bought the top pretty much, and yeah, and then I started getting interested, and yeah.
Yeah, that's basically my story as well. Yeah, I just wasn't
I'm
sure
glad.
because, it's kind of like you go down this like crypto rabbit hole and then all of a sudden you start hearing about like sound money and I don't
Yeah,
know for yourself, but for me, next thing I start hearing about, is some of the more Peter Schiff type of characters where it's like, oh, gold. And then you start kind of going down maybe the little bit of a precious metals, kind of figuring out what's going on there.
yeah, I've never been a fan myself of precious metal. I mean,
Okay.
I understand how good it will be and all that, but for me, I don't know, mate. I'm just a crypto maximalist. It's just weird. It's just yeah. I think it has a huge future, and I understand gold could 2x, 3x from here, but I don't know, mate. Once you understand Bitcoin and Decred and few others, that's when for me that's where I put well, I'm all in, so that's where I've got all my money in. Some people might not
100%.
agree with it, but
Yeah.
I'm okay, it is what it is. Sometimes you just got to take the risk, I see it as a once in a lifetime opportunity. And look, I'm only young. I'm 33, so if it doesn't work out, mate, I've got more. I've got few skills up my sleeve. So if it doesn't work out, I'll just go back to doing what I used to do beforehand. So
And it's crazy because I feel like your story is one that I can like identify with, but I let's go back to the before we get into your thinkings in the space now. And part of the reason I connected with you was you're always just tweeting like really insightful things and ideas that I agree with. And so
oh,
I'm
man, I
not a techie
appreciate it. It's
person.
funny. It's funny. No, it's. I mean, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry,
Yeah,
I cut you.
no. I'm not a techie person either. So a lot of this is us just trying to figure it out, try to find the signal through the noise. And I mean, you found Decred and are a well-known community member in DCR, I'd say. So definitely able to sift out some signal. Before we get to your thoughts on the crypto state today and Decred and different projects. Let's go back to that 2017 moment. What was like the aha? Like what was, you
Mate.
see Bitcoin going up crazy, and at some point, what was it? Tell me about that moment, those times.
Mate, it's just, I just saw it going up. I love money. My number one goal is to be financial free. Financial freedom is what I want, and I've always wanted. Always wanted for a while. So yeah, I saw it going up. I'm like, I need to start looking into it. And so yeah, pretty much. I actually got introduced in crypto through USI Tech, believe it or not. So I don't know if you know what USI Tech is. It's a bit
tell me, what is that?
It's a bit like BitConnect, and that it's just those Ponzi schemes, that. Yes, it's a bit like it was like BitConnect. So that's how I actually got introduced to it. Yeah, so that
and you
was
made some money off some shit coins.
No, money. I lost. So I went with USI Tech, and then literally a month later, the thing disappeared. So I lost quite a fair bit of money there. But at the same time, I bought a bit of Ethereum. I think my first Ethereum, when I bought it, it was in Australian dollars, was about 720 or something like that. That's when I first bought my Ethereum, and then I started looking into altcoins like everybody does, just chasing the pumps, and but I don't know. It didn't take me long to actually understand. Like I say, I come from like not knowing anything in finance, in technical or anything. You know what I mean? Like for me, it was just a foreign language, if you will. So I was like, but I don't know. The spark came. Like my whole life I've been looking for the next thing that will make me retire young. You know what I mean? So it's like, sure. So I go from jobs to jobs, like trying a few businesses here and there, and then I saw this, and I'm like, man, there's a lot more to it, like crypto in general. There's a lot more to it, and yeah, my wife just like, she lost it at one stage. I was just like on the computer every day. I was like addicted to it, and that was like, so that was when it first started going. Like the literally, I got in December, and then January, that's when we got the top in altcoins, and I remember,
she's like, what the hell did you just do?
Yeah, it's just even me, I was like, shit, what's going on? I remember one day I was just like watching the chart going down, so like it was just crazy, but same, I had no idea about trading and all that, so it was just all new. But yeah, and then like everyone else, I just I thought every time was the bottom, so I just kept on putting money. Pretty much, I was just buying and buying and buying, working, and all the money I was making, I was just putting it in altcoins. That taught me a lesson.
It's crazy because like it was 2017, right? And we go through that big thing, and then in bubble fucking pops in January, whatever, and things starts going down, and it was like, sounds like you, similar to me, you still had this conviction, even though you're watching this thing go down, and you're just like, all right, I'm just going to keep going in. I'm keep going in. And you just kept learning and kept like learning new things and listening to podcasts and reading things on crypto Twitter and reading articles, I'm sure, because that's exactly what I was doing. And at some point you run across Decred, you don't lose conviction in Bitcoin. And let's talk about, just because I'm sure this will be interesting to other people out there. I think about, you're 33, I'm 27, and we both were working in 2017 and had a little bit of discretionary income. And I think that, like yourself, it was like, man, I just want to be able to be financially secure and have a good future for myself, and didn't really know anything about markets or nothing like that necessarily. But what do you think about the world global macro in terms of real estate prices and stock market highs and printing of money? And you're a young, ambitious, hardworking guy. You're probably 27, 30 at the time, and you're just thinking, man, I got to do something with this excess money I have for my future. What do you think about that? What do you think about the cards that we've been dealt?
Well, that's the beauty of crypto. It opened my eyes on a lot of things. Like finance, and how money works, and I'm still learning. I'm learning every day. That's what I love about it. It's like when I used to have a job, or like start a new business or something like that, after a couple of years, I just get bored of it. I easily get bored of it. So, I just tried something new. But with crypto, the thing is, it's like one day you think you start to know a lot of it, you know. And then next week, the following week, you're like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like the yield farming and all that stuff. But yeah, in terms of the macro perspective, I guess, you know, it's like, man, I don't know. I don't know if yeah.
I mean, Australia, I keep up with Australia, oddly enough, just because this guy, who everyone knows him. He's on YouTube. I can't think of his name right now, but Nuggets News.
Alex,
He's always
Nuggets
News. Yeah. So I know quite a bit about Australia. It sounds like you guys are
yeah.
going through it right now with the laws and
Mate, that's
real estate.
the scary part once you start understanding how the system works in a way, you know. It's like, man, we've been lied to the whole life, you know. And it's just like, I'm a bit of I don't know, mate. I'm against well, against, you know,
Anti-statist.
just I don't know, man. It's just,
That's cool with me, dude. You can be anti-state. I'm anti. I mean, that's cool on Steak Podcast.
yeah. I don't know, mate. I just don't fit with the whole narrative of just following, you know, this. I've never been a follower, and I just do my own things, you know. And yeah, I just go
Didn't
for
Australia
it, you know?
come up with some crazy rules about like privacy and no privacy
Ah,
coins and
man,
stuff?
yeah, that's it.
They're
That's
like
that
trying to
too.
make people give over their private key, public
Australia is
addresses,
pretty
right?
much Australia is becoming like my it's like I came here 14 years ago. I love the country because it was so different than France and all that. But now it's like I'm trying to get out of it. You know what I mean? It's like we still got it good compared to other countries, but in terms of security and privacy and all that, man, I don't know. In 10 years' time, it'd be scary to live here. I feel like anyway, you know. And then when you're talking about real estate and all that, we've got a massive bubble here. I mean, you know, you try to buy your 2-bedroom apartment here with a small balcony, you know, it's $800 to $1 million Aussie, you know. It's just like, I mean, what the hell, you know. It's just crazy. And people, you know, are not making, I mean, we're making good money compared to other countries in Australia, you know. But when you look at real estate prices and what the average people earn, you know, it makes it impossible to just buy anything, you know, over here. Well, that's big cities like Melbourne and Sydney and all that. But
Yeah, no, it's like the world just all around everything's just fucked and everything's changing and everything is like, I mean, I'm not going to speak on the U.S. and not to get too political, but
yeah. Yeah, I know enough people with that already, man.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
my wife thinks I'm crazy sometimes, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, it's definitely wild.
Yeah.
What do you think is causing those changes there in Australia, you know?
The change, man, just
Over
the
the last
government, I
14
guess, you
years,
know?
why is it like
Well,
all these like, I guess, kind of like authoritarian like measures that they've
yeah,
been
mate,
imposing?
I don't know what happened there, to be honest. It
Dude, can
used to
I tell
be
you what
like,
I think? Because I feel like
yeah, go for it.
I think it's like something to do with the trade relationship between Asia and I mean between China and Australia. And I don't know, and I'm a super foreigner and have no idea what I'm talking about, but it's like,
Oh, look, there's a lot there as well, you know. Like, yeah,
yeah,
China and Australia has been a love-hate relationship, I feel, and especially now with the COVID and all that stuff, you know. And but yeah, what happened? I guess they're just trying to take control over people, you know. I don't know. Is it another way to say it? You know what I mean? It's like
yeah, yeah.
everything you're trying to do. I mean, mate, it's just, you know, you're happy. They're just I don't know. It's like they don't want you to have your life. You know what I mean? It's like you can't do anything. I mean, sometimes I feel like you can't do anything. You know what I mean? It's just fucking crazy.
The Papa State is always watching.
You know, mate. That's it. You got it. It's
Dude,
just like,
that's exactly why we Bitcoin and that's why we Decred, right?
well, that's it. You know, that's why I'm trying to get as many people as I can. I mean, not trying to get, but you know, that's why I've been like constantly, you know, talking about crypto and Bitcoin and Decred in Facebook, and just, you know, telling all my friends, annoying them even. But you know, they were laughing at
Let's say, what's the
us when it.
reception like from your friends on Facebook?
Oh, look, you know, you got the haters, you got the doubters, and you got the ones that, you know, they were laughing at you when it was going down to, you know, I remember 4,000, and I'm talking US here, you know, when it went down to 4,000, and Actually, you know, for a few months it was below 4,000, and then I don't know, when we break that 4,000, I was I doubt we'll go back under that, you know. And so I just put a big post saying, you know, like this could be a great time and all that, and people were like, bro, just let it go, man. Look at it, it's dead, you know, like just the usual. And those same people now are just literally texting me saying like, okay, how do we get in, you know what I mean? Like, man, I've got, I don't know, so all my friends are going to love me or they're just going to hate me for life, you know, because man, I just annoy them so much that
Now's the
they
time.
kind of
Now's the
had to
time.
give in, you know what I mean?
No. It's funny because it's good that you get your boys on board, right? Because in 2017, after I, went through my rabbit hole, whatever, I came out 2018. I went shut the fuck up about Bitcoin. And luckily enough, one of my best friends, he was able to he caught on the wave, and he's been dollar cost averaging these last 3 years with me, 2.5 years, whatever. And we were talking today actually, and I was like, man, what is it that keeps people from what is it that keeps people from not caring about their financial future? And he said he thinks it's either just fear of something new or jealousy. And what do you think it is?
Uh, that's what I'm trying to understand as well. I mean, you know, like I tell everyone, it's you don't have to just buy your whole Bitcoin. You don't have to put, you don't have to do like I did, just go all in. You don't have to, just buy a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just buy a little bit. Put 1, 2, 3, 5% of whatever you got. Every month, even. We've all had a big night and spent $1,000. It's like, some of my friends, I'm like, just what is it? You put $1,000 or whatever you can put, you lose it, so be it. It's not like we didn't lose that on a big night out. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So just I don't know why they just can't see it. I guess they will once everyone is
once it hits
behind.
100,000.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, I mean, more I see since we started the COVID. I mean, since the COVID, I feel like a lot more people have opened up to it. You know what I mean? It's like even my friends from France. I'm literally getting messages literally every week from a different person going like, okay, I've seen enough of your posts. It's going up. I mean, like, tell me how do I get in? And yeah, I've had my, honestly, probably 20, 30 people contacted me in the last 3 or 4 months alone. So yeah, it's just and I don't do it for me, for you, for the guys in crypto already. It's like I spend like I've been spending my last 3 years 24/7 pretty much crypto, mate. Like really, it's just like, I mean, I still have my fun and still take some. I went away for a week and I can switch off for like a week and it's great. I kind of need this, but for me, it's I wake up in the morning, crypto. I go to bed, crypto. It's just like,
it's
and
a
it's
lifestyle.
like, it is. I mean, I slowed down a bit now after that crazy the crazy run we just had in August. And so I slowed down a bit, just chilling a bit more. But yeah, I'm trying to understand why are they not seeing that everything around us is pretty much, the stocks is at all-time high, real estate is at all-time high, and you got the cryptocurrency. The whole thing is at what is it now, 450 or 430 billion in market cap, and and it's so tiny that it just doesn't make sense that they just and we're moving digital here, like everything is moving digital. So it's like, why can you not see that there's value in it? Like, and some people, they're like, well, money is not everything for me, and I don't, I'm not like you. I don't care. I'm happy to just plugging it on, and that's fine. You don't have to, but it's like, okay, so money is not everything, but you love to travel, yeah. So like, what about if you put like 5% of what you got, and in 2 years time, that 5%, 10x or whatever, and you get 50%, and then you can if you don't care about the money, you'll have that to travel. Like, I mean, it's just, you lose that 5%, well, so be it. It is part of the, nothing is guaranteed in life, that's for sure. And look, if I don't know, I don't have a plan B at the moment. My plan B is Bitcoin.
No, I like what you're saying though, because you're basically just saying like, hey man, just like weigh the probabilities. Just look around you and just kind of assess and even if it's just a little bit, like probabilistically
That's it.
speaking, you're not going to lose a whole bunch, and you might as well take the risk. What else you got to lose?
Well, that's it. I mean, what else you got to lose? I mean, what? Yeah. It's just look. There'll be a time when they'll understand. You know, they'll have that ha moment.
Yeah,
You know,
and
it took me a while.
by then it might be too late, you know. And I feel bad because
It's not
I
gonna be
don't
too late.
want. You don't think so?
Well, look, you know, like
Not now,
everyone
but
has.
like whenever Bitcoin hits 100,000, they finally realize that, oh yeah, it actually wasn't expensive at 14,000. Like,
Yeah, but is it going to be expensive at 100,000? That's what we're going to think about. You know,
I mean,
100,000 gives
we
you a
will
market
continue
cap.
to say no, but they'll say yes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and then it'll be 200,000, and then 300,000. It's like, you know, at 100,000 Bitcoin would be, I think, about 2 trillion in market cap. You know, this is still tiny for what it actually is,
For sure.
and when you look at all the bullshit around it, that is worth my tens of trillions of dollars that are just used. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's
fucking
like,
XRP is right now
yeah,
8 billion dollars,
yeah, exactly.
XRP.
What does it do? What is
Trash.
XRP? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
trash. You know, it's like, yeah, but that's another thing. You look at all the top, like many in the top 50, man, it's just like, it doesn't make sense, you know. But you got those rare assets, you know, like, I guess, you know, like Decred, like Bitcoin, like a couple others that I truly believe in, you know. Like, we are so early. Like, people think, you know, they're like, oh, Decred is dead, you know, it's been 2 years in the downtrend. 2 years, when you look at, I'm looking at, you know, like, even if I won't live until then, but we're looking at 100 years, you know what I mean? It's like, it's time. Of course, it's falling, and it might look dead for you, you know, but when you understand deeply how it works and what it does, and, you know, like, how you can protect your wealth with it, man, in 10, 20, I cannot see not Decred being here in 10, 20 years time from here, you know, unless humans are fucking idiots. And of course, that's not, you know, that there's a possibility here, you know, that they let it die, even though even though it's a great project, and they let it die just because of greed and power, like everything else, you know. That's the thing.
I'll push back because I actually think it's impossible for Decred to die at this part. And I might be alone on this, but this is just me thinking, like, look, we have our own ASIC that people have sunken cost into this thing. They're going to just continue to mine it. Like, it's not, there's no reason for them to do anything else with that machine.
Well, look, it
And
won't die because I'm going to zero with it. So
yeah,
you know,
it's not going to die. Yeah, exactly. I'm
I'll be
going to
the
zero
last
with
one
it. It'll be me and you trading all,
That's it.
trading all
We'll be doing
21
Zoom
million between
videos,
us.
like, we'll be, like, supporting each other, mate. Now, I know there are others out there, you know, like, you know, you got the guys, mate. You know,
Dude, but actually, hold on. That just makes me think of, like, but that shit's actually happening right now. Like, in some of the DeFi spaces, like, people are just whipping up these mining, like, oh, liquidity mine these coins, and they only do it to a small group of people, and then they just trade it amongst themselves, and they make sure the price is super high, and then they dump.
Yeah, that's how it works, doesn't it? Well,
The schemes have
you
just
look at
gotten
all
so
the charts, you
elaborate.
know, like, you look at all the charts, you know, it just went crazy. Like, it pretty much went. I mean, it's not over yet, obviously, you know, but you look at the charts from March till the top when it was August, and then all the way back down. I mean, that was a cycle on its own in like a few months, you know. It's kind of scary, and you know,
Sure.
Decred has been going down, but at least it's been constant, you know. it hasn't even bumped yet or anything like that.
So you're basically talking about kind of the DeFi, like, mini bubble that just occurred, and I think it's kind of deflating right now. Which I don't even think it was a mini bubble. I think it was the pre-pump to the pump that's gonna come.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, you know, like, for me, this was a warm up as well. Like, honestly, I mean, you know, this was nothing, and fuck, August was my best month in 3 years. You know what I mean? It was just the best, mate. I wasn't sleeping much, but fuck, we had fun.
Dude, it's crazy because as things have been going up, I've just been thinking about, like, how am I going to control my own emotions, you know?
Yeah, that's you know, that's the tricky part, man. It's just look, like I say, I'm still learning every day, but I know that this time when he pumped, you know, I took some profit. I bought some Bitcoin. I'm accumulating my two other favorite altcoins, you know, Haven Protocol and Decred. yeah, so I just keep doing that until I'm proven wrong, or until it moons, like we like to call it.
Dude, I'm one thing, probably the primary reason why I wanted to invite you on was because not only being a Decred advocate and supporter and someone who recognizes that value lets me know that you have a high level of thinking, but you also have some other investments that you're interested in, which we're going to get into in a little bit. And I'll definitely want to hear your thoughts, one of which we share in common. It's not Haven. But let's talk about Decred, because we were talking about, trying to sell our friends on Bitcoin and try to, how we try to get them into Bitcoin. Have you ever tried trying to explain Decred to someone?
Well, my friends, they mostly they all own Decred by now. It's just that's the way I see it for Decred. It's I don't know, that you've got Bitcoin pretty much, and then you got Decred. For me there's no ifs or buts about it. It's like it's got 21 million coins. It's a store of, I see it as a store of value. The security of it is crazy. It's the hybrid proof of stake, proof of work, which makes it so high security. For me, it just doesn't make sense that it's so low right now, and I see it as a massive opportunity of just like, if you miss your chance, and I know people are going to say that, oh, just stop comparing it to Bitcoin, but in a way, for me personally, I feel like it is better than Bitcoin. It is better than Bitcoin. You can't fork it. I mean, it's anti-fork and all that stuff, and then you got the governance, and it just, for me, this when I found when I found out about Decred in October last year, I was like, man, how come I haven't seen this? Like, why is no one talking about it? I
And
read
what
a
was the
paper
answer to that? Why do you think no one was talking about it?
Mate, because I guess what people want is pump and dumps, like that's what they want, and Decred hasn't got all the VCs backing it up, and you got and all that, so that's why I think it hasn't been. But and another thing why I really love Decred is when you look at Decred and you see who talks highly about it, all those guys are super smart, right? I mean, for me, I'm not the smartest in tech or whatever, but when I've in life, what I've always followed like the right people, I guess, and took the best idea out of it and made it my own. But when I see smart, very smart people just talking highly about it, and then they also have the data and to prove it, for me, it just I think people are really sleeping on it, and once you start getting into over $50-$100, it's, I mean, I don't want to talk just about prices, but that's what everyone wants. They want a big green dildo. The people are going to start looking into it. Then you got the liquidity issue that people. But now with the DEX, that's not going to be a problem. I mean, the problem is less and less relevant. It's just, I think, people. I don't know why. I mean, when you talk about it, they understand. They say it's great, but what they say pretty much is, we've got Bitcoin. We don't need Decred. Which I don't agree there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's another fork in Bitcoin's future over privacy, another great schism, as I will. But I like what you said about the smartest people in the room being here, right? And like, man, I look at people when I think about Twitter, I just think about, for the first time in human history, like, I have access to the smartest people in the world and their random thoughts, and I'm gonna go find those people and I'm gonna follow them. And I'm going to steal their best things and I'm going to leave their trash.
Yeah, that's the beauty of Twitter. I spend a lot of time on Twitter. There's a lot of shit, obviously, but that's where I found.
But actually, it looks like, I mean, a lot of people respect what you have to say. If I do say so myself, you've amassed quite a following, especially for an anonymous account.
Yeah, right. That's interesting. I find it funny, mate, because sometimes I don't even know what I'm talking about. I feel like, it's like, man, I just like to talk shit sometimes, and just, I'll just be me, it's just the way I am, and just trying to help, as many people as I can on the way up, that's
Hell yeah.
all I'm trying to do, you know.
Talking shit on the way. There's nothing wrong with that.
Man, that's it, you know. I'm a lapper, whatever they call it, you know. I like to push the buttons, and I like to argue sometimes as well, you know.
Yeah, no doubt. It's sometimes Twitter's a great outlet just to go and like bullshit, you know, and just like argue, and then just be all right, I'm done. Yeah, but the smartest people in the room really are here. You know, I think about like Jake Yoakum-Pyatt, man, who are some of the other devs?
That's another thing too. Like, Decred, the devs for me, they make it. I mean, the team behind it, you know, and
5
the
stars.
team. That's it. You know, you got all those guys, you know, that have been working their ass off for the last, you know, even on the downtrend, you know, they're not here. I feel like that's what I feel like, you know, that the Decred guys, they're not here to make themselves rich. I mean, of course, along the way it'll help, but what I feel like is they're genuinely here for the tech and to make the world a better place. You know, that's why I got attached to Decred so much. It's because for me it resonates with my way of thinking. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, yes. I mean, you got the dudes like, you know, Marco Pierboom and Matthias, you know, and these guys, Luke, dudes who have been in this space and like, you know, went out and built a full implementation and then decided they had to do something different.
Yeah, man, that's it. You know, so which other projects has that many talent, has that much talent? I like I think one of my favorite podcasts that opened my eyes on Decred was the one with Mohad.
Oh yeah, Murad. Yeah, he and I went to college together.
Sorry?
I said he and I went to college together.
Oh really?
Yeah, right. Yeah. He's actually the one who first got me into Bitcoin.
Yeah, right. Interesting. Shit.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. He's
that's it, you know. Yeah, well, that's why, you know, and the way he talks about Decred, you know, and I was like, man, I need to start. That was, you know, so first I saw Checkmate's, the one that he has pinned. That was the paper he has pinned. Let me check quickly.
Yeah, it's the unforgeable costliness.
Yeah, that's it. So that was the one that Decred hypersecure. And that's it. So that's the one. That's the first thing I read about Decred, and I was like, whoa, what's going on? Why? You know. There's a guy, I mean, I'm sure we'll go down to it later, but there's a guy asking if I had something to change about Decred, what would it be? And like, for me, I know they're not going to like it, but it's the fucking name, mate. I think Decred had another name. I don't know. It's just, I've got something with names. I don't know what the hell it is or whatever, you know, but I think, you know, I got used to it at the end, but, you know, probably scrolling through the coin market cap, you know, you look at Decred, it just doesn't, you know, I mean, like I say, I love it now, so don't hate me for it, guys, you know. But I think that's probably a reason. It could be a reason why people don't look into it, you know. I don't know, man. Sometimes it's just the little things like that just don't make it attractive, you know, like, and that could be it, you know. I don't know.
No, you're right, and it's kind of part of what the conversation in the community has been as of recent has been a lot about marketing. And I felt the same way when I first heard of Decred. I was like, what the fuck is it? Decred? What is that? You know? And it's like, it stands so in contrast to Bitcoin. And, you know, I feel like I had the same relationship that you just spoke of, where at first you hate it, but then you grow to love it. Yeah. I do think that, and shout out to H3LA1 for that question. What thing would you have done differently in Decred? Yes. So changing the name, obviously, definitely going to be some longtime hodlers of Decred who probably
wouldn't change the name. I wouldn't change the name. You know, I mean, I wouldn't even think of it. You know, now it's. I mean, it's not that it's too late. I mean, I can say it doesn't. I mean, the name is.
Dude, have you seen the original logo of Decred? Oh my gosh, it was so bad.
Oh really? I haven't.
Oh, it was like, it was this weird like triangle space thing. I don't even know whoever designed that was definitely not a graphic designer. It was terrible.
No, I haven't seen that, you know, like, but now I wouldn't change it. There's no point of changing it. He might have, I guess, you know, if he had something to do with Decred not being popular right now, I guess we got to take it as a blessing. And like, you know, like, man, accumulating Decred under $15. I mean, for me, man, it's just like, I feel like I'm a lucky, you know what I mean?
Lucky to be alive.
Oh man, for me it is. I keep buying. I'm like, fuck. It's eating all my fucking bitcoins. It's like, what am I doing? I mean, it is my biggest bag almost. I mean, yeah. So yeah, it is. We'll see what happens. That's I don't know. I'm feeling very confident about it. We'll know.
Feeling very bullish here on Stake Podcast with Label. Feeling very
Yeah, that's it,
bullish.
man.
I'm feeling the same.
Yeah.
Look, we're up 7% today, and like you said, just being able to I've had the same problem with buying. I'm like addicted to buying Decred below $15. Like you said, like it's like, all right, it's $12. I'm buying again. Oh, now it's $11. I'm
Yeah,
buying
yeah.
again. Like,
My
but
13 is my lucky number, so I just keep it every time I see it at $13. I
that's the
just keep
market
on
buy
buying.
number 13.
Yeah, that's it. And yeah, mate. So
Yeah,
yeah, we'll see what happens. It is. I mean, it can't be right all the time, but yeah, I mean, I've been picking good project from. I've been picking good projects along the way, and I guess it's. I mean, I've had help, obviously. That's the thing. I've got really lucky in crypto. I met some really, really good and smart guys early on, and mate, they're just, yeah. I don't think if I didn't found those guys, I don't think I'll be still at it and still so bullish on it today. I think anyway.
no, I'm with you. It's how do you think about Ethereum and the Ethereum ecosystem and Decred's integration in there? Let's start with that. Let's start with, integrating into DeFi and opportunities and potentialities that you see there. And then we're going to get into some of the other things that you like.
Look, Ethereum is great. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do, and you can't take it away from it. It has a massive ecosystem, and most projects are built on top of it, and it is Ethereum. But for me, I guess I don't know. I'll just go for the underdog all the time, and so that's why it's like, I don't know. And I see Decred at whatever 130 million market cap, and I see Ethereum. I just have a hard time not buying Decred instead of Ethereum, and Ethereum, it's going to be, it probably be at the top of its game for a very long time, but as a pure investing side of it, like, investing in it for the long term, like I just feel, I don't feel as comfortable. I mean, holding
it's not
it.
for you.
It's just, yeah, like, what I mean? It might be like, all my actually the guys I was talking to, from the guys that I met earlier on and that helped me along the way, they're Ethereum maximalists, I mean, not maximalists, I wouldn't say it like that, but I mean, every time they laugh at me when I talk about Decred and how bullish I am, and that's fine, like, it's just, and and I understand their point of view, like, people won't realize what Decred is until they starts, being talked to everyone, like, once everyone start talking about it, that's when people will take a deeper loop and say, fuck, but actually, right, is that why it was, like, that's why they were so bullish, so Ethereum, can we say that Ethereum would be here in 5 years time? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. 10 years time? I mean, 5 years, probably 10 years. I don't know, mate. I don't know. For me, I'm not as confident as I am for Bitcoin and Decred, So yeah, so
yeah. So you just, I mean,
I buy it, because I know it's gonna go up, So I buy it, I hold it, I'll trade it, I don't have that much Ethereum. I should probably have more because I know it's gonna go up, but I like to pick my my alts the way, like, how I feel, and that's it. It's just, yeah.
yeah, no, I hold no Ethereum other than what is ever necessary for me to transact in that exact moment. And I think
Yeah,
it was just using it and using the protocol made me realize, like, bro, there's no reason for me to hold this shit, especially compared to Bitcoin and Decred, which are fixed supply and, just much more secure.
Yeah. Look, it's I like money, so I just you have to hold. For me personally, I'm holding some, but and probably not as much as I should, because once this thing is going to start going, it have to go, with the staking and all that, the scarcity of it is becoming, I think I heard that Alex said it's it's gonna be more scarce
Yeah,
than
they're gonna
Bitcoin.
start like trying to do. They're gonna start burning some of it from the fees, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
See,
it. So,
to me, this is just it. When I heard that, it literally just made me think this is more of a reason why your thing is why Ethereum is just a piece of shit, because you're just changing the monetary policy on the fly. Like, and so what? Tomorrow you're getting rid of some of the supply and it's deflationary, but then the next day you're gonna start inflating it again. It's like, I think we're trying to move away from that sort of model, you know?
yeah, and that's why I'm not big on any other altcoins that are just VC controlled. And I'm in my yeah, I don't
Dude,
know.
that's actually a perfect segue. That's a perfect segue because lack of venture capital control leads us to the degen shitcoin that we have in common, which is
Based.
drumroll based. Yeah,
Mate,
man. You tell
that
me
was
your
awesome.
base story, and then
Mate,
I'll
my
share.
base story was sick. Like, I mean, it was just so yeah. So I found base with from my friends, and mate, I went heavy on it on day one. I mean, pool zero, I went heavy.
Oh
Yeah,
shit, dude! Pool zero. Wow.
mate, I was there from like literally this. As soon as they opened the gate, I went just like. I got the green signal from my mates, and that's all I needed, because I'm not
Yeah.
a dev or anything, but the
Yeah.
guys that they like mine, which it
This
looks
is the
good,
one.
and yeah. So I went heavy, mate, and then there was this. Oh man, it just sounded, for me, it was just like everything about it. I fucking loved it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The taking the piece out of money, taking the piece out of the VCs, just take the goals, the website, the music. I mean, I got
Everything.
man, everything about it. It's just like, man, that's me. And that's the funny thing, because people that know me from Decred, the pure techie, sound money, like, never doing anything wrong. You know what I mean? That's the funny thing
Yeah.
about the Decred, the Decred
Yeah, I mean,
community.
checkmate. I'm pretty sure he clowns on base pretty often.
Yeah, look, and that's, each their own, but fuck, man, I made more money with base than I've ever made in my life, you know? You know what I mean, mate? It's just, like I say, it was fucking crazy.
How was that first rebase? When that first rebase hit, how'd that feel?
Oh man, I mean, we knew it was going to happen, but I've taken a bit of profit. I still got some base. I'm writing it down, same thing. I've made enough money on it, and I was happy. Man, I got destroyed the last months. We went to negative rebase for I don't know how long. I just stopped counting it. For me, it's like, yeah, it was. I was happy to just, with the money I made, I'm happy to leave the rest and go to zero. It's 93 cents now. I think we had no rebase yesterday, which is kind of cool. So that first time in a month, and I feel like the goals, they have something in they have something in their mind, and I think they're gonna turn it around. I think, I mean, everyone loved it. I mean, especially the Ethereum communities. A lot of them, a lot of them. And
So
actually, why I went heavy on it as well is because I read the report from Delphi Digital.
yeah,
Okay.
talk about that. Let's I want to dive into that because there's going to be people who are out here who are not understanding. So go a little bit more into why you went heavy on it.
So it was so yeah, my friend, they gave me the green light, and I'm like, you know what, let's just go for it. And then I just didn't understand the rebase kind of thing, and I was like, I needed to sort this out, and yeah, there's a guy on Twitter. He texts me. He's like, bro, you shouldn't. He contact me. He's like, man, you shouldn't be buying base. You're gonna get wrecked and everything. And I panicked, because I had a lot of money in it, But I was farming it and just selling it, whatever, But and he's like, you shouldn't. And I'm like, fuck, what is he talking about? So I had to look into it deeply into it, And then I found the Delphi Digital, the report, that they did.
Yep,
And
I
the
read
way
that.
and the way they explained it, and they say that some of them are buying and they're farming it. That was enough for me to just go like, fuck it, you know what? This is half legit. I'm just gonna go for it. I went into the Telegram group, man. It was full degen. Like, it was just, I fit it right in. I was there. I was just like, man, talking shit the whole way, and I was like, man, this is fun. I was just like, so yeah, I farmed it, and then it went down to, and then there was a massive. I think the couple days later or whatever, it went down to $50 or $60, and I bought I bought a few Ethereum worth at $60, mate. We bought the bottom. I was with my mate, 10 o'clock at night. We're like, what are we doing? Are we doing the right thing or not? I'm like, fuck it, let's just try, you know? And yeah, so we bought, we went even heavier, and then we kept on farming, and then I can't remember what happened, pool zero, they had to switch it to pool one or whatever it was. I can't remember. But then I went heavy on pool one as well, farmed it, compounded it, and fucking next minute I'm like, shit, I just did the 27x on base, you know. Yeah, so yeah, a bit of luck and a bit of just like not caring of losing a bit of money and just going for it, you know.
Just being true, being true degen.
Yeah, that's when I changed my name to my Twitter handle to Chris to Degen, whatever it is, like Ibu Degen, Frenchy Degen. That's it.
Yeah. Frenchy Le Degen. Yeah.
Degen, yeah. Because I was like, but yeah, look, it was one of, and yeah, I really liked bass, you know, and I still hold it to today. So yeah.
Yeah, I still do too, and we have something in common because on a kindred spirit level, because there was something about being in that Telegram chat channel where it is full degen, right? And like, you know, everyone like is it based, is it based, you know, throwing around the R word and stuff like that. And there's this culture to it, but like,
yeah,
there's a very important, like there's something very important about like creating that cult likeness to your project. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, oh man, for sure. Yeah, that's, you know, just they knew how to, whoever created this, I mean, the goals or gals, whatever, however you say in English, yeah, whoever created it, mate, they're fucking smart, you know, like, and for me, you know, to capture that us, like me, you know, like the guys from the 80s or whatever, you know, just to the music, just everything around it was just like, for me, it was like, mate, how can you not like it? You know what I mean? Even if you know the degen, or even if you got to like the beauty of the concept and everything around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have to say it was, I'm not someone who falls for marketing, but I knew that there was something there, and I don't know why I knew that there was something there. But whenever I feel like the same kind of inclination I had about Decred back in 2018, where I was like, I know there's something there. The first thing I do is I buy a little bit, because in doing that action, I'm putting skin in the game, and this forces me to go research more, right? I don't throw $1,000 in it, but, you know, I just buy a little bit and have a little bit, and then, you know, figure out the rest.
Yeah. That's it. You know, it's just there was something appealing there. And man, if you look on Twitter, I was the first few days, I was like, man, this shit is gonna last longer than Yam, you know. Or I was like, people don't know what you know. I was bullish from day one, man. I was just going like, yeah, I think everyone is sleeping on it, because we got lucky that the Yam fuck up happened just like 2 days before. So I think I spoke to one of the goals, and they reckon that Yam came out they heard that base was going to come out, so they rushed it to put the product out before base, right? So I think there was something there, you know what I mean? So that's why I was like, man, people got scared because of Yam. They were like, shit, and now base coming out, you know, people got scared, and that's why it didn't catch on like literally the week straight away, you know. But yeah, after people saw the potential of it, look, I just think it's a good. Mate,
yeah,
I actually got a tattoo because of it, in a way, you know, like on my hand, like.
Oh,
if you
got a base tattoo on your hand?
Well, not a base tattoo, but like, you know, they were saying like a lot of them, you know, like if you know, you know what I mean? That was like the saying, like everywhere, you know. And I was like, man, I kind of like it, you know. And so yeah, I just went and did
so
the
on your left hand or on your right hand?
My right hand, mate.
Where, like on the finger, or like on the?
Yeah, just on the finger, like the finger to the hand kind of thing.
The finger that you press the market buy button with?
Yeah, that's it, mate.
Hey, no, I'll have to say, because I know there's people who are going to be listening to this, and they're like, they're still not going to understand, and I don't understand. But this is what I'm going to say. To me, Based was worth buying a little bit for simply one reason. One, I saw it as an experiment, but I saw it as an experiment that was founded in a very unique principle, that being that, okay, so you have I might fuck this up, and I'm not the most technical, but it's like, and this kind of econ, but with Bitcoin, you have fixed supply and, you know, a very volatile price.
Mm-hmm.
The US dollar, you have a elastic supply and a supply that's allowed to be changed, but a very stable price. And with based, you were creating something that was stable in price, but whose there was no volatility, but the supply became elastic, similar to the dollar, versus Bitcoin has a very inelastic supply. And so it creates this like kind of new, and but here's what was interesting was the dilutive nature of the protocol, because when the dollar is also inelastic, but what separates based from the dollar is that whenever they increase the supply of the dollar or your fiat currency, you being the holder, you get
a percentage of.
Yeah, you get a percent, you know, some of your value goes down. But with based, whenever you hold the based and they increase the total supply, your portion of the total supply increases as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to me, that just seemed like a worthwhile experiment, if nothing else.
Yeah. Look, it's it is an experiment, like you say, and I think Ample was there first. You know,
and they had this VC interest, right? And they were like the ghouls, like basically took that and just bifurcated it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and that's why that's why for me, Ample, I didn't even look at it twice. You know, but
I didn't either.
When you open the based website and you see no venture capital, no pre-mine, no founders fee, only down for be yours, I was sold, mate. I was like, oh, what is this? You know?
Same.
And just, you know, like you say, the experiment, and, you know, just everything about it kind of sounded cool. And then I made my money, and now I'm happy just to hold it to you know, I think he'll, look, we'll see what happens, you know, like they've got the DeFi loans now coming up. I mean, the base loan, whatever that is, you know, it's coming soon. I spoke to a couple of the goals. They're pretty cool dude, you know, and that's the thing in crypto. You can talk to everybody. If you're nice enough, they'll answer back, you know, and I kind of got a good feel about it. And mate, wherever it takes us, it will, you know, it's, I still got a fair bit. Well, not after months of, rebase or negative rebase. But mate, it is part of the game, you know. It's a game of chickens,
it's a big all chickens all the way down.
That's it, mate. I've got some of my mates, like close mates, you know, they've sold because they couldn't take the loss, you know, anymore. And I'm like, that's cool. You guys, you know, they were asking me, I mean, they were like, oh, should we sell? I'm like, guys, just sell it. Like, we've made money, just sell it, whatever, you know, and just stop asking me. I'm holding it. I've got strong hands, you know. That's you know, I don't care losing a bit of money here and there. You know, it is part of it. You know,
he's got to lose money, make money.
Yeah, that's it, mate.
Hey, I think it'll be interesting to see how based performs as like an asset within DeFi. You know, once you start talking about based as collateral, I think you start getting some very, very, very interesting.
Look, it's
opportunities.
Mate, we'll see. I'm looking forward to it, and that's why once you sell the coin, you know, you lose interest, and you just, you know, you never know when to buy back. And, you know, I've done that many times. I just fucked it up, you know. So I was like, mate, I've made my money more than, you know, I've made enough for me to be happy holding on to what I've got left, even if it goes to zero. Once you know, but I still like bass. I like the video clip. I like, you know, the music. Man, you got bass radio. It's just a different ball game, you know. And when you compare Decred to bass, it's just totally two different.
Totally different, right? And I'm sure there's people who,
But at the same time, it has the same. How you say it? It has the same the same vision. Not the same vision, but I don't know how to say it. You know,
I get what you're saying. Sort of the same optimistic outlook on the future.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, some might disagree with that, you know, but just, you know, it is what it is, and we'll see what happens with base. It'd be interesting to see, mate.
We will, and we might go to zero.
I can't believe you're into base as well. Like, that's funny.
Yeah, there's going to be people who are in this, they're going to be like, what the fuck? We did not. Yeah, they're like, we're done with staked podcasts. This man is a complete degenerate idiot.
Like, what the hell is he talking about? We were talking about Decred.
Yeah, I just want these people to see that, look, there's this thing and it's doing this thing that I just discussed. I'm not going to repeat, but look, it's different and it's a unique experiment, and it could do some very interesting things when you start talking about based as collateral, right? In my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
But
Look, that's it, you know.
I want to make one more pivot to another project
Yep.
that I don't know too much about. I actually really hadn't even heard of
Yep.
until I started digging around your profile. But Haven Protocol, I did a
Yep.
little bit of preliminary research. Tell me about that. How'd you get into Haven?
Mate. So yeah, I found Haven in early 2018. I mean, literally, like when it came out on CoinMarketCap, I looked into it, and yeah, I just, for me, made another thing. You know, that was pretty much the way I saw Bitcoin at the start. For me, that was Haven. You know what I mean? It's just like I saw Haven, and I'm like, hang on a sec, this sounds like too good to be true. You know, it's like you got this cryptocurrency, you know, that they're trying. Back then, they were, you know, there was nothing concrete or whatever, you know, but you have this thing that you can have in your own, what, like a Swiss bank account kind of thing that you can have on the blockchain, private, you know, with no one else seeing it, and you know what I mean. You can go from XHB to US dollar, you know, by a click of a button, you know. And for me back then, which I didn't know much about crypto still, you know, I was like, wow, that was the first project, and still is, you know, my favorite. I mean, you know, that was the project that I
kind of got you
really,
into it.
yeah, that was pretty much, you know, like I love Bitcoin and for what it stands for, and I reckon it's a great, you know, I'll always have some, but I mean, I don't have the same attachment to it as I have with Haven or Decred, you know what I mean?
I feel you.
So yeah, so Haven, yeah, and then I got really into it, and when I like something, you'll know about it. So I just started, you know, shitting it or whatever, and just, you know, looking more into it, talking to the guys, you know, talking to the team and all that, and yeah, and then
Well, 2020 has been a big year for Haven.
yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, so there was a big, my Haven is got, that's another thing. I have a Haven tattoo on my arm as well. So that I'm the guy with the Haven, the old Haven logo on my arm. Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
me.
about
You
to say,
know.
so you just doxed yourself if we ever come across a man with
Yeah,
a Haven tattoo.
yeah, that's it. That's me, guys. So yeah, but now look, yeah, I did that just because I liked the same again, you know. It wasn't just about Haven itself, you know. What it was about is believing. What, for me, the logo looked cool, and I was like, you know what, it's on my arm, I don't give a shit. I don't even have tattoos. Like, literally, I have 3 tattoos, right? 2 of them are fucking crypto. Oh, not related, you know what I mean? They're not crypto, you know, they're crypto. And I done that just, for me, it was more like a, you know, believe in what you believe in, you know, and just go for it, you know. And it was more about crypto, because back then in 2018, you know, yeah, 2018, when it was going down, you know, people laughing at you, you know. So it wasn't just Haven, you know. I didn't just do it for that. It was more because of what you represented to me. Just like, follow your instinct, go for it, and fuck the rest. You know what I mean? It's like whatever you believe in, and but also is like the fuck you to the you know, to the system in a way. Haven, you know. That's how I saw it back then, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
And
especially with all the things going on in Australia we talked about earlier.
yeah, exactly. You know, so that's why I was like, man, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I did it in September, mate, and that thing did a fucking 10x straight after it. I'm not even kidding, mate. It did a 10x straight from the after, but like a dog. I thought I was a trader. After it did a 3x, I sold it and I waited to buy back lower. And mate, the pain I had from watching it go up, that I loved Haven so much, and I, you know, watching it go up without me, and just like, you know, it is part of the experience, I guess. But yeah, anyway, after they had a big fuck up with the first 2 days, you know, so that they kind of try to scam the project or whatever, and then so yeah, so the guys quit the project pretty much, and Haven went to shit, like literally just went to shit. And then I was part of the community that kind of took over. You know, we created a Discord. We kind of recruited some guys from wherever we could. You know, because a lot of people, you know, loved the concept, and therefore it was a brilliant idea. But once again, like, most devs out there thought it was impossible to do. You know, the burning the mint and burn mechanism and all that. People thought it was just impossible to do, right? So everyone you talked about it, like, guys, it's never going to happen and all that, but you got those two smart guys, the project lead and even the whole team of Heaven just like stuck down, and they just went hard and made something, that everyone thought wasn't possible. They made it possible. And so yeah, it was kind of cool for me, coming from nowhere, just being part of like the rebirth of Haven, like, because yeah, so that's why I got attached to it. And even then, like, for me, like 2020 was big. Now you got guys like Alexander, I've been talking to him for a while about Haven, and he never really, probably took a deeper dive. And then, because I'm in a group of I'm in a group with Nuggets and all that. And then, I got a mention for picking it, pick it at the bottom pretty much, and holding it till then. And so yeah, that's pretty much the story with Heaven that I have personally.
Yeah, and another non-venture capital backed project.
That's it. Yeah, that's it, man. This is that's me, like, it's like I'm quitting quitting. You got the real world that we in, the real world. I mean, whatever the fucking shit world it is right now, but you got this world that is controlled by corporation and like governments and, all the big players. They're the one filling their pocket. And that's what I see with 99% of the projects in crypto, right? They're just out there. Like, it's the same thing, you're buying projects that are, the team owns like 50% of the tokens or whatever, the seed investors and all that stuff. They pay, and they just dump on you, man, all along the way, And for me, I got dumped many times before. There are great projects out there that it's not just about the VCs, and I mean, they are VCs, but they're still cool project, I guess. But it's not for me, for me, it's like I've got my, my two favorites out, and I'll just keep holding on to them until I'm proven wrong and I go to zero and lose all my money, or just fucking retire young and be happy,
No, we're hoping for the latter outcome on Steak Podcast.
Yeah. That's it. But even then,
to the south of France. We'll be going home. We'll be going home to the south of France, and drinks on you, man. We're getting fucked up.
Oh, mate, you'll be welcome. You'll be more than welcome, mate. Once the borders are open. Yeah.
See, that's been the craziest part. It's just making relationships with people online over this thing too.
Yeah, I love it. I fucking love it. I always talk to people, even in, my wife thinks I'm just like, I attract people in a way, like people are like, I'm always talking to people. I'm always open to discussion, I have strong opinion, and not everyone agrees with me because, when I believe in something, I just fucking say how it is, and people just don't like it, but for me, that's what I've done. I've met cool people a lot smarter than me that were willing to help at the start, and just like, just get on and just be normal. I'm sick of like hearing people getting scammed, and you get all those shitters that shitting the fuck out of like shitty little coins, and they are there just to make their own money. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, that's what you get people with like 50,000 followers, and they're just shilling the little noobs like, oh yeah, this coin is the best fucking thing. It's like, bro, like, have you even looked at it? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know, man. I'm not a techie guy, but fuck, I can see what is shit and what is kind of okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. You don't have to be the most tech literate just to figure out what is trash. Sometimes it's
exactly
just going to GitHub and taking a look.
Yeah, that's it, brother.
Well, hey, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I do want to make sure I get in these community questions. So 2 more questions, and then we're going to wrap this thing up. This one comes from Checkmate himself, Checkmate Chad. Shout out. If you guys haven't, go listen to the last episode where I got to interview Checkmate. Checkmate asks, how does an engineering-heavy project crack into mainstream attention? What mechanics, strategies, and narratives do you see hitting maximum appeal?
That's a great question coming from Checkmate. Look, a big green dildo will start getting attention already. It's like, it's that's the hard thing. It's like, you got something so good that is Decred, but it's hard to get it into people's head. You know what I mean? Like, it's like people that look at it and they don't see the true value of it straight away. You know, it takes a while for them to actually understand it. But how do we get it to the mainstream? Well, what we've been doing lately, you know, we've got a group of like 20 people or whatever, and we have our own community and all that. And, you know, what we've been doing lately is great. You know, you just got to go out there and just talk about it, you know, to people. And that's what we've got a big community in Decred, but I feel like people are not loud enough. You know what I mean? They like to complain. They like to say, oh, it's going down and this and that, you know. But like, man, we've got a great project. The price might be down today, but like in 6 months, a year or 2 years time when it's up, you'll be the one telling all your mates, because you won't be ashamed of like shilling something that is up. You know, that's what people do all the time, you know. So it's like, I guess having more people being vocal about it, you know, I try myself to like, you know, to talk about it to you know, to bigger accounts, and, you know, try to get people to get interested into it. You know, I mean, my first month, I think I contacted a guy with 50,000 followers. He did a podcast about it. You know, I'm a nobody. You know, if I can do it, everybody can. You know, people are scared to like go out there and ask and talk about it. You know, it's like, bro, just, yeah, we need more people to talk about it. I think that's, you know, you got all those the techie guy of Decred. You know, they're doing their job. You know, by Permable Nino, you know, all those checkmates, all those guys. They're out there putting the papers and the data and everything that we need for people to look at it. But now the community has to work together and just like, you know, guide those people to those papers, you know, because once you start looking into it and reading it, how can you not be bullish? You know, it's like, I don't know. It's just, yeah. I don't know if that answered the question properly, you know, but
should resort to some of the marketing strategies adopted by Based?
Nah, I don't think so. It's just,
I don't,
you know, they try to do the chat thing and all that. I wasn't, you know, it's cool, but it's not Decred, you know what I mean? Like I even say at one stage, you know, like I say, look, Decred will move on its own, you know, like it's, for me, I feel like, you know, Decred is on, how you say, you know, Decred is on his own pretty much, you know, it will go up eventually.
Doesn't need the extra bullshit hype, is what you're saying.
That's it. Yeah, pretty much. You know, it's like we need more people to talk about it, and people they need to wake up and just say, "Come on, guys." I mean, you know, we can't let this die. And I know it won't, but you know, there's people out there thinking like, "Shit, we don't know." You know, it's like, but mate, Decred, I'll be vocal about Decred. Even at $1, I'll be the one buying it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not going to go down that low, unfortunately. But yeah, it's just got to be, yeah. What we've been doing is great lately. The last months, I think we picked it up a fair bit, you know, and just keep doing that. I think that's we've been doing a good job. I think anyway. What do you reckon?
Hold on one sec. I'm texting my nana because she's babysitting my son, my 3-month-old son. He's in the next room and she needs to leave. So I'm telling her, hold on one second. You can bring him here. I agree with you in terms of, you know, we don't have to resort to those, we don't have to resort to the same sort of things that other projects have in terms of, you know, being the Chad, DGen.
Pumping as well.
Yeah. But
yeah,
whenever I referred to the project as Decred Dorks, people got upset. So we switched it up on Staked Podcast, and when we're now Decred Chat.
I like Decred Dork.
I liked Decred Dorks too, but
me too, mate.
Well, some people don't like that, I guess.
But because it's true, you know what I mean? Like if you look at any other projects, I mean, we are like, I mean, you know, like
we're the smartest. Okay, dork might be a derogatory word, but we're definitely the smartest crew.
But that's my 100%. I've seen hundreds of projects, you know, and like even though I haven't been as far into the community as I am with Decred, I mean, Decred people are dorks, you know, they are. I mean, like it is what it is, you know, like they're all techie and like, you know, and it's like, I saw, what was his name? A guy like a big Messia, whatever his name is, you know, it's like, oh, but only the guys that are into technology and this cares about Decred. I'm like, bro, I fucking don't know anything about tech and I can see the value in it, you know? So it's not just dorks that will get into Decred. It's people that can see behind the next bull run, you know what I mean? I think that's what the people, you know, it's like I'm not planning on selling my Decred. You know, my first target for Decred is $1,000, which I'll sell a little bit just to live with, you know. But yeah, for me, Decred, I'm holding it for a fucking long time, mate.
Yeah, and takeaway message there, folks, is there's nothing wrong with being a dork. Nothing wrong.
No, I think I like it, you know.
I agree. Next question. This one comes from Andy Tradferrer at BTC_uncle. He asks, how is the DEX unstoppable? If the government really wanted to force KYC and pursue developers, how is it protected from that?
Well, I don't know. Can they force KYC to a decentralized DEX?
Yeah, I'm going to take a stab at this one. In my opinion, the DEX is unstoppable because anyone can whip up a server and contribute. My understanding, guess we're not techie guys, so this is the non-technical answer. I'll get a tech person on here to answer this better, but my understanding is I could go buy a server and I could start running the Decred DEX and host it on my own local server. So anyone is able to do that, which makes it permissionless. As long as you're running that through Tor and, you know, using Onion Router or as long as you're tech enabled and able to do that in a private manner, you could make your traffic such that it is untraceable. So then there's no one that they can direct traffic back to. You could have a server at your house, and then you could maybe go have, let's say, a garage or somewhere else in the desert or something and set up a server there. But the pursuing developers part, I'm not too concerned about that because, I mean, we have IngSoc. We do have anonymous devs on the team. Taco Time, I'm sure, would emerge if he ever needed to. And that's kind of my answer to that.
No, that's a good answer. I mean, I don't think you can stop it. Like, I mean, it's a decentralized, you know, it's a decentralized DEX for a reason. And then you got, you know, Decred itself doesn't have a CEO. I mean, we're close to being a fully decentralized DAO, you know, which, you know, it's the first of its kind pretty much. And who do they want to push you, you know? And if they do that to Decred, well, they could do it to Ethereum, or, you know what I mean? They have bigger fish to start with to go after at the start. I think, you know, I think it's just by the time Decred gets big enough, we'll have a fully working DEX and a fully decentralized organization, which, you know, how can you stop that? You cannot stop it.
But by the time they realize, it'll be too late.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be too big and too late. So yeah, I don't think anybody, I'm not worried whatsoever. Even people are saying, you know, oh, but the privacy coins are going to be banned and everything like that. I'm like, man, as long as we got DEXs, privacy coin will survive, you know.
I heard that little knock on wood there. Oh, good. Yeah. I couldn't agree more, Leebo. I want to thank you. This was one of the more enjoyable episodes I've got to record. And for those listening at home, you know, I just reached out to Frenchie Le Degen, and he has never been on a podcast before, and he agreed, and that's kind of what this space is about. And any closing words, Frenchie?
Mate, thanks for having me. And I've never done that before. It was quite cool, and I like that what you're doing, you know, for the community and just for, you know, taking random people. You know, we always see podcasts with just like, you know, all the big guys out there now, and I think that's a great thing to do. You know, we're not all techie out there, and some people might be like, you know, ashamed to ask questions and all that stuff. You know, if you have any questions, just go and ask. People are pretty open-minded and just happy to help, I found anyway, you know. And hopefully everyone makes it for the next bull run. It's going to be fucking awesome. I'm looking forward to it, mate. This is what a time to be alive. And that's why, you know, like when I see all my friends that are not in crypto, I'm like, mate, like what the fuck would I be doing right now if I wasn't in crypto? Like, tell me, mate. I mean, I don't know. I'll be lost, mate, you know.
I would not be very optimistic on the future.
Nah, man, I'd be like, what do you do? What do you do? Like, honestly, what do normal people do? You can't even travel right now. You can't do this and that. Yeah, some people don't even work. I mean, what do you do, man? Watch Netflix all fucking day? You know, it's like, bro.
I would probably just do heavy drugs. That's probably what I would do.
Well, I do that anyway, but yeah. Mate. Nah, mate, thanks for having me. And yeah, I'm sure we'll chat again, eh?
No, of course. We definitely will. Definitely going to have you back on the pod. Thank you.
Cheers, brother. All right. You take care.
Stay staked. Peace.
Cheers, mate. Bye.